What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let me adjust my situation here first. We gotta turn that up a little bit. Boom. Anyways, in today's video I'm gonna be doing a couple of different things. So I've been vlogging on the Sony a6400. That's the camera body that I'm using, along with the Sigma 16mm f1.4, and then I'm currently using the Zhiyun Weeble Lab, which is really cool. It's a really cool gimbal, stabilizes your videos and all that stuff. And then I'm also using a K&F concept variable ND filter for hot and sunny days like this. Now I'm currently on my way to the mall for several different reasons. One, I have to return a shirt from Lululemon, and two, I have to get the Sony 10 to 18mm f4, actually f4, not f1.4. So it's gonna be a little bit higher aperture than the Sigma f1.4 16mm. Once we get to Best Buy, I'll show you guys how it looks and the difference between the Sigma 16mm and the Sony 10 to 18mm.
Just good at caring too much. I'm just good at caring too much. Is it too much to ask that you be all mine? I never was good at sharing. I'm just good at
Alright guys, so there it is, the 10 to 18 f4 optical steady shot lens from Sony. I'm about to mount it onto the camera actually right now, head to the gym, and inshallah I will see you guys there. Actually, before I go to the gym, I'm just going to show you guys how it looks on the exterior. So there's a round surface at the front. The thread is 62, and then of course it's an f4 10 to 18 optical steady shot, and yeah, it feels really good. The rings are really smooth. And I cannot wait to try this on and just mount it to my camera. Alright, before I go to the gym, I have to get some food because I am really hungry. So let's see what's happening.
Thank you for choosing Freddy's. My name is Reagan. Go ahead and order whenever you're ready.
Alrighty, could I get a number 3, please?
Of course. Would you like the meal or just a sandwich?
Would I like any what?
Would you like the meal or just a sandwich?
The meal, please.
Alright, and everything that comes off that is okay?
Yeah, and then could I get fry sauce on the side?
Of course. What would you like to drink?
Could I do a root beer?
Of course. What else can I get for you?
That's gonna be it.
Alright, that would be $9.93 at the window, please.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright guys, I know as a fitness channel, I probably shouldn't be showing you guys that I'm getting hamburgers and stuff like that. But to be honest, my philosophy is that if you're watching your macros, you're eating relatively healthy. You know, most of the time you should be good to eat, you know, a couple of cheat meals here and there. And specifically for my goals, man, I'm trying to gain strength and I'm trying to focus a little bit more on powerlifting and stuff like that. So gaining a little bit of body fat is not, you know, the worst thing that could happen. So alhamdulillah, I get to enjoy this meal. If you guys are doing obviously a bodybuilding show or physique show or something like that, you probably shouldn't do what I'm doing. But if you're just an average gym goer trying to gain some muscle and strength, it's okay to have a cheat meal here and there, man. I'm gonna enjoy this and then I'll catch you guys inside.
Waiting for a different sign, waiting for someone to take me away, get these thoughts off my mind. As I wait, thinking of you, hoping that you are thinking of me too.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So I'm in the house again. It is another day. It's the day after actually I recorded all of this stuff right here. Now I have the Sony 10-18 right here, and I'm recording on the Sigma 16mm f1.4 just for you guys the information. This is the Sigma lens that I am recording on. Now, after playing around with this lens for pretty much the whole day, I realized it's a lens that's for a very specific group of people. If you're the kind of person to shoot landscape, photography, if you work a lot with cars for videos or photography, if you do like real estate, then this lens would be really nice for you. But if you're a person like me where you're pretty much vlogging most of the time, or just making videos with a lot of people in it, faces in it, this lens is kind of interesting because it has a little bit of barrel distortion. Now the barrel distortion is not that bad compared to other lenses, but it still does have it, and it does make your face look a little bit rounder than it actually is in real life. So keep that in mind if you do want to get this lens and you are a vlogger, or if you record people most of the time, then I think honestly you shouldn't really spend $800 plus tax on this lens. The Sigma 16mm f1.4 is still probably my favorite lens of all time. I've also, actually let me go grab my other lens. Now I've also got the 56mm from Sigma f1.4 as well, and I'm telling you guys right now, I'm a huge fan of the Sigma lenses. They are absolutely amazing. Now there is a little bit of focusing issues with this lens. It's not bad. It does hunt a little bit though, but it's really not that bad at all. And I think actually the next video that I'm gonna upload is going to be recorded with this. I already recorded it. Actually, it's me doing a whole bunch of squats, and it's recorded in this, and so you guys will be able to get to see the Sigma 56mm. But generally speaking, for me and what I personally do and what I like to shoot and how I like my videos to come out, I don't think the Sony 10-18 f4 is my kind of lens. Now another thing about this lens is that it's f4, and so most of the time when I was shooting in the gym, my ISO was around 4,000 to 5,000 ISO, and that's really high. Now Sony does amazing with the low light situation, so there's really not a lot of grain in the videos, but I still don't like to be at 4,000 or 5,000 because the gym is well lit. It's not a low light situation, and if it's already at 4,000 to 5,000 ISO, I can't imagine how bad this lens would do in a dark situation. Now actually, when I think back about it, I had to pray before I worked out, and I was in a pretty dark room. There was a TV that was lighting up the whole room. It wasn't a huge source of light, but you could still see yourself, you could still see your surroundings. Now with the Sigma lens, I could see the whole room perfectly clear, and the ISO wasn't that high, it wasn't too grainy. When I put this lens on, I could not see a single thing unless I went all the way up to 32,000 ISO, and the image was just horrible, and it was really grainy, and the colors were all weird and stuff like that. So this lens is a very specific lens, you know what I mean? If you need this lens, if you need it, because you shoot cars, landscapes, real estate, then you have to get it. There's not really a lot of options, and if you do need an ultra wide angle lens, this is an amazing lens because it does zoom. The picture quality is amazing. The barrel distortion is not that bad. So in terms of ultra wide angle lenses, this is an amazing lens. But for me specifically, for what I like to do, I don't think I'm gonna keep this lens, honestly. But I hope you guys at least enjoyed watching this video and got to see a little bit of the Sony 10-18 f4 with the Sony a6400. Now while we're talking about camera stuff and camera lenses and stuff like that, the Sigma 16mm f1.4 plus the 56mm f1.4, they are prime lenses. They don't have optical steady shot, but both of them combined, you could get both of these for about the same price as this lens right here. So if you don't need the Sony 10-18, I would highly recommend getting the Sigma 16 and the Sigma 56 because they're hands down my favorite lenses that I have right now and that I have ever tried. And I've tried obviously this lens. I've also tried the Sony 18-105 G lens with the optical steady shot. I didn't like it that much. Now if Sony, here's the thing, I was really excited about Sony announcing 2 new APS-C lenses, E-mount lenses, and They came out with a 16 to 55 millimeter lens, which is an amazing focal length. It's an awesome focal length. If you know a lot about, you know, videography and stuff like that, 16 to 55 is gonna cover your wide angle lens, your nifty 50, and then all the way at 55, because there's a 1.5 times crop factor with APS-C sensors, you're gonna be in the 70s or 80s millimeter focal length, which is really nice also for portraits. And so the focal length was amazing. The aperture was 2.8, which is also really cool, and I was super happy about that, because I don't like when lenses have that f4 aperture. It's just, it doesn't give me the bokeh that I want in the background, the blurry background, and then it's also not good in low light situations either. So the f2.8 made me really happy. Now, I was really interested in the lens. I was like, man, this is nice. It's something I'm gonna save up for. And then I looked at the price and I saw that it's $1,400, $1,400. Now, the lens doesn't have optical steady shot, and the lens doesn't have internal zooming either. So if you put it on a gimbal, you're gonna be messing with your gimbal balance and all that stuff. You're not gonna be able to really zoom while it's on the gimbal. So, and then it doesn't have optical steady shot, so you're not gonna be able to shoot with your hand and have steady video. So I don't know why Sony did that. It kind of makes me mad, kind of makes me upset, because for $1,400 I would assume that a lens that goes from 16 all the way to 55 would at least have optical steady shot, OSS, and then the internal zooming would have been a nice feature for a lens that's, you know, freaking $1,400, but unfortunately they didn't include it, and it doesn't really make sense to me, because the 18 to 105 it has optical steady shot, the freaking 10 to 18 has optical steady shot even. So they have the technology to put it in there, but for whatever reason they just held out. So yeah, that's my little rant on Sony and their new lenses. And then the new cameras is a whole nother subject, but just to make it short and simple, the summary of my ideas and my opinions is that I'm going to be sticking with the Sony a6400, and then my two Sigma lenses, the Sigma 16mm and the Sigma 56mm. Now hopefully Sigma comes out with a nice zoom lens for APS-C sensors, but the zoom lenses that they have now are actually really nice. I think it's 16 to 35, or actually sorry, it's the Sigma 18 to 35mm f1.8, so that's a really nice zoom lens as well. But Sigma's coming out, and that, by the way, that one, just to give you guys a relative, you know, price point, that one is $640 versus the freaking $1,400 Sony lens. So anyways, Sigma lenses are super nice. You can never go wrong with them. Now that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was kind of all over the place. It was kind of a vlog, kind of a review, but I just wanted to show you guys the new Sony 10 to 18mm, and then talk a little bit about the new Sony lenses, as well as my favorite lenses of all time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like if you haven't already, and inshallah I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.